Aishwarya, maybe you can start and hand it over to me.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to session 164 of the of SoundBytes Toastmasters Club. We have a couple of new faces, or at least faces that I have not seen before, and we have a guest today. So, very welcome to our guest. Um, Before we start off any session, we generally have three rules that we follow. We avoid three things that we avoid talking about three things. Sorry, it's been a while since I did the essay speech. The first is that we avoid talking about sex, religion, and politics, and let's keep our speeches and everything that we say as clean as possible. And I wish everybody good luck for the session. Over to our president, uh, Toastmaster Sharad.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. Actually, for a minute, I had forgotten that I have to do the address as president as well, because being Toastmaster of the Day does that. A very good afternoon and warm welcome to everybody to the session number 164 of SoundBytes Toastmasters Club. And I wish as much as possible all of you to turn on your camera. I know, Manoj, you have already informed that due to certain issues, you won't be able to turn on the camera, but I request others, if possible, please do turn on the camera. The connect is better that way. Now, as a president, firstly, I would like to just say that we provide a very positive and supportive environment where learners are encouraged, where the participants are encouraged to improve their communication skills as well as their leadership skills as well. Because Toastmasters tagline itself is
Where leaders are made.
where where leaders are made. Very nice. Thank you so much for that, Aishwarya. And with that, we can officially kickstart today's session 164 and the sarcasm as the default setting. Any guess on what that title means? I'm still asking as a president. I have not handed over to the Toastmaster of the day yet. Right? So sarcasm as a default setting is basically when people by default sometimes give you sarcastic answers instead of starting with something else, not even a good morning, and then directly go into sarcasm. That's something what I mean by sarcasm as a default setting. Now with that, I would officially like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, the dashing person with the amazing physique, Mr. Sharath. So with that, yes, I'm going to start as the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much, Somnath, for joining us and turning on your camera. And with that, today's session, sarcasm as the default setting. How many of you face sarcasm on a daily basis, either from your colleagues or friends or family, or at least semi-daily basis? All right. I'm not alone. Thank you so much. Yeah, even Somnath, yes. Oh, almost everybody faces it on a daily basis. Okay, then it is very important that we take it in the right spirit and don't let it enter inside our minds. Okay, don't take it personally because sarcasm sometimes can be really hurtful as well. That's one problem with my team. They're most of the time sarcasm. The default setting is sarcasm. Now, when it comes to sarcasm, there are certain things that normally it is always better to be careful about, right? One is if the situation is okay to be sarcastic. Two, if the person is okay to take the sarcasm, you know the person well enough to give a sarcastic answer, and you know the person does not take it on heart. There are certain ground rules. These are basically the two main ground rules I would say when it comes to sarcasm. Now, let me tell you one example. It was a very serious situation. I was looking for this gentleman, Mr. Pawan, and just a family function was going on, and I really wanted something from Pawan. I was just going and telling one of the family member, "Hey, where is Pawan?" And immediately, what he does? Just now, he was there in my pocket. I don't know where he went. Let me tell you, this joke is older than me, but still, people still do that, and it's like, okay, thank you for the sarcasm. Can you now at least please tell me where Pawan is? And the person is like, I don't know. Just a waste of time, right? Now, with that, we quickly move on to today's agenda. In today's agenda, we have prepared speech, we have table topics, and we have evaluations as well. That's great. That's our standard format anyways. And in prepared speech segment, we have Abhilash who will be attempting his icebreaker speech today. First step is the most important step, right? Wishing Abhilash all the very best. And then we followed by, we have table topics for which Aishwarya is a table topic master, and then followed by the evaluations, which is important. That's where we learn on how to become better, right? And with that, we can quickly get started. Sorry, I lost my chain of thoughts for a moment. Any session without the tag team, it is difficult to carry forward. So today's help, we have a tag team and an evaluator as well. I would like to quickly introduce you the evaluator first and then move on to the tag team. And for today's evaluation, we have Toastmaster Meghna from Daffodils Toastmasters Club. She is a visual designer by profession and musician by passion. Wow. She says sarcasm is saying life is perfect when everything is clearly a mess. Basically, my inner Chandler Bing from Friends taking over. Wow. Actually, I wanted to include Chandler Bing itself as a session because he had been so sarcastic in Friends, and I could really connect with Chandler Bing when he said, "Hey, how can we wear any more clothes?" or something like that, right? It was it was too funny. There's so many sarcastic moments that rushed to my mind. Thanks for bringing that memories back, Meghna. With that, I would like to quickly hand over to our to evaluator, Meghna, to just explain about her role as evaluator today. Over to you, Toastmaster Meghna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sarath, for that wonderful introduction. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu had once quoted that the journey of 1,000 miles starts by taking up the first step. And that is what my target speaker is going to be doing today, taking up his first step towards public speaking in the form of icebreaker. The purpose of this project is to introduce themselves in the form of speech, and the time duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Best of luck to the speaker. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meghna. And that's a quick note for our timer, Swapnath, as well. Normally, usual speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. When it comes to icebreaker speech, it is 4 to 6 minutes. But it is okay. We can consider 5 to 7 minutes as well because we have done that before. And now with that, I would like to hand over to our timer. That's the first tag team timer. We have Toastmaster Somnath with us. Somnath, over to you to quickly explain us about your timer role, please.
Hi, everybody. So I'll be noting the time for today's speeches, evaluations, and table topics.
Yeah, Somnath, could you quickly read out the timings as well, like how many minutes for the speech, how many minutes for evaluation, and how many minutes for table topics?
Yes, for speech, it is 5 to 7 minutes. So 5 minutes will be green, 6 minutes will be yellow, and 7 minutes will be red. And for
Table topics, we have 1 to 2 minutes,
yeah, for
right?
table
Yeah.
yes, for table topics, we have 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is green, 1.5 minute is yellow, and 2 minutes is red. And for evaluation, we have 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 minutes is green, 2.5 minutes is yellow, and 3 minutes is red.
And I believe you'll be using that timer for TM
Yes,
app,
yes.
right?
I'll
Can you just show it to the screen how the color changes? Let's just see. Yeah, yeah. It shows that. Can you remove that blur effect if you don't mind? Because that'll,
yeah, sure.
yeah, if you remove the blur effect and then come on the camera, the visibility will be better for the, yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Somnath, for explaining the role. And then with
Thank
that,
you.
we can move on to today's R counter role, which is the role I fear the most. But I've already told Manoj that you cannot consider TMOD and TTM. I should have your safe. With that, R counter, Manoj, over to you to quickly explain your role.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As your R counter, I'll be tracking filler words such as and, well, but, so, and etc. As well as filler sounds like and I'll also note any repeated words or phrases. Okay, at the end of the meeting, I'll report how often each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you, Shak. Shak.
Thank you so much, our counter Manoj, and thank you for saving us today from the embarrassment, myself and Aishwarya. Others, please be careful about your R's and ums and the filler words. With that, we can quickly go on to the next important role, that is the grammarian role. We have Toastmaster Harshita with us. Toastmaster Harshita, over to you for the grammarian role.
Yeah, hi Sharad. Hi. Today, my role as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day and encourage its usage by speakers, evaluators, and table topic participants. Let me introduce the word of the day. I will I'm sharing my screen. My screen is visible to you, right?
It's still loading for
Inveigle.
me. Yeah, yes.
Okay. Yeah, word of the
Yes,
day is
we can.
inveigle. It is a verb. It is a verb. It means persuade, lure, or entice someone into doing something using deception, flattery, or art, or some kind of artful work. It used in such context like used when somebody is manipulating another person into an action they might not otherwise take it. Example: she managed to she managed to inveigle her way into the VIP lounge. Second example, the salesperson inveigled the elderly couple into a contract they didn't fully understand. Yeah, I will share this word of the day in the chat as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ramit and Harshita, for the word of the day. You had something more to say? Did I cut you off?
Yes, yes, I'm
Please,
about to
please
stop
continue.
sharing this. Uh,
Yeah.
I will monitor the usage of the English language during the course of the meeting. I will note who uses the word of the day or derivative of it correctly or incorrectly in their speeches. I will listen to the word usage and note the awkward or misuse of in the English language, such as incomplete sentences or English grammar, etc. I will report the creative language usage and announce who used the word of the day or its derivative correctly. Over to you, Sharon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grammar and Harshita, for the very detailed description of what grammar and role is all about. And let me give you one count right there because I something came to my mind when I saw the word inveigle. And I always do that when it comes to airport launches. How many of you try to inveigle yourself into airport launch? You say, I have a card, maybe I have a visa, maybe I have an Amex Gold, maybe I have something. Can you try to do something? And you try to get yourself into the launch, right? Now, coming back to the theme, sarcasm. Let me give you another example, right? I went to a temple. Of course, I know what a temple is for. Come on, all of us know. Sometimes I do go to the temple, though I do not seem like the person. I went to the temple and I saw my cousin there, Rakshit. He was, I was entering the temple and he was walking towards me. I was suddenly startled. I know Rakshit is not into such religious stuff. I suddenly asked, "Hey, Rakshit, what are you doing here?" And then he said, "I came here for a shave." Like that's sarcasm cannot get better than that. Of course, you come to temple for praying. What do you think? I said, boss, I know that you come to temple for praying, but normally you don't. That's why I was curious. And then he says, actually, there's a function. My friends, some function is there. These days there are Hindus who does that. Certain functions you keep it in temple, right? Naming ceremony of kid, etc. There was some function of his friend apparently, and it was in the temple. That's why he came to attend. He should have just said that, right? But he had to tell no. I came here for a shave. This is the type of sarcasm people I kind of have to encounter almost on a semi-daily basis from my friends, family, everybody. With that, we can move on to the most important section of today, that is the prepared speech section. And for the prepared speech, we have speaker Abhilash Govindan Nair with us. Let me quickly introduce the speaker in his own words. Abhilash says, if you get sarcasm, I asked all the people, by the way, as per the theme, what do you think of sarcasm? He says, if you get sarcasm, then I know we can be friends. Yes, I think you are a person who keeps giving sarcastic dialogues, and I hope people take it in the right spirit. And of course, we can be friends. That's great. And with that, we have Abhilash with his icebreaker speech. Abhilash, jokes aside, why humor works. Jokes aside, why humor works. Abhilash, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Abhilash, and this is my icebreaker speech, and I'm pretty sure it is going to show. And I'm very much determined to keep Manoj, our counter, very busy today. Okay. So this is my icebreaker speech titled "Jokes Aside: Why Humor Works." So, like all Toastmaster members, um, yeah. So, like all Toastmasters members, we all started this journey by choosing a learning pathway. So, just like you all, I was asked to choose a learning pathway by my mentor, Sharat. So, so I was so I logged into the Toastmasters website. I went to the page for learning pathways, and there I was like reading all the pathways. And I remember reading these pathways. They're called presentation mastery, dynamic leadership, motivational strategies, visionary communication, and persuasive influence. And I'm like, these things all sound so grand, so big, and quite frankly, quite scary as well. And but most important of all, it sounded very leader-like. And I didn't quite feel like a leader yet, and wasn't sure if I wanted to be one as well. So all these learning pathways made me feel quite like unsure of myself and a bit uneasy. So there I sit in front of that page, and my eyes drift towards another pathway, engaging humor. And I'm like, humor? Humor means funny. Funny is good. Funny means not serious. Definitely doesn't sound very grand or big. And most important of all, it didn't sound very leader-like. And I am probably a bit proud to admit that it did make me feel a bit safe. So I'm like, yeah, engaging humor is my learning pathway, and I'm going to go with it. But it made me take a pause. You see, normally a lot of people associate the quality of public speaking with Toastmasters. But as we started this meeting, Toastmasters, the motto of Toastmasters is where leaders are made. So clearly there is a strong relation between leadership and Toastmasters. So if there is a learning pathway called engaging humor, it must be somehow related to leadership as well. So it made me really wonder, how is humor related to leadership? Does humor really make someone a good leader? Or is it the difference between a good and a great leader? So I thought about it for quite a bit. I did I did some research. I thought about it, and I could see why. I could see why humor is related to leadership, and that is where this motivation for the speech comes from, like why humor works. So, I would like to start off. So there are a few reasons why I believe that is the case, and I'm gonna start out with I think the big one, which is, I think if someone is having a good sense of humor, and they're able to bring humor into their, into their leadership capacities, I believe it just means that they don't take themselves or the situation too seriously. Now, I can pretty much hear what you all are thinking. Hey, you kind of need to take things seriously to get things done, to stop things going wrong. But I would like to push back a bit. See, in anything worth doing in life or in any major enterprise like a company enterprise or a business enterprise, where there are a lot of people involved and there are a lot of complicated tasks at hand, things go wrong. It's like a given, like we all probably have experienced it. Things go wrong all the time. So naturally, the question is, what do you do when things go wrong? I think right now in this particular setting, we can all say safely, we try again. We try again and hopefully try again in a different way. But you see, when you do things and when you're heavily involved in things, you can't help but feeling demotivated when things go wrong. We find it very difficult to find the energy and the spirit within to try things again. And that is where I believe a good leader comes in. You see, the reason we are not able to do these things again and we are not able to find the energy within ourselves to do things again is because we have taken it very seriously. We have taken the task at hand very seriously. And a leader who doesn't take himself or the situation very seriously is the one who's going to point it out to you. Hey, let's try again. And they usually do that through humor. They're able to lift our spirits and we are able to actually tackle and do difficult things together. So that is why I'm pretty much convinced that humor is an effective leadership quality. Another reason why I also feel that how humor works is because it helps in breaking down the barriers between people. Let's say, you're in a group of people, you're with a group of people, a team of people who don't know each other. We all tend to be in our own little worlds, in our little silos. See, that might be okay in any given day. But when you're in a team, you're supposed to effectively work with each other and you basically need to be free with each other. You cannot be in your own little worlds and actually get things done. And, instead of like just hoping for that to be spontaneously to solve itself, you basically have a leader who comes in, who injects a bit of banter and humor and, loosen up the situation. And you basically see people emerge out of their own little worlds and silos and start talking to each other and actually get stuff done. And we have seen that happen time and again with our own very leaders from our own walks of life. So these are the two big reasons why I am pretty much convinced that humor, and especially engaging humor, is an effective tool for a leader. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Abhilash, firstly, on completing your icebreaker speech. Sorry, I need to keep adjusting my camera because I keep sitting and standing. And yes, I could really connect with some of the things you really said when you said, especially in this situation where we have war and so a lot of serious things going on, it's very important to keep the humor alive. And that's why the theme for today's sarcasm, right? I hope that is hilarious. Let me come back to the theme. And let me tell you this. Sarcasm plus humor equals my dad. Anybody else have a father who is really humorous and really sarcastic? But the problem I have with that equation is these days he's moving. Previously, I would say it used to be 50-50. Now I feel he's almost 75% into sarcasm. That is really difficult to manage, but nevertheless, dad being dad, I love him, of course. I want to tell you this situation. There's this famous dialogue in our family, what my dad always says. There's this random person, Gopalakrishnan PK. He loves that name. I don't know why. It's a common name in Kerala. Abhilash would know. Gopalakrishnan PK. If we ask, like, let's say, hey, Dad, who was that? I saw you talking to somebody. So he will tell Gopalakrishnan PK. Like, as if, what would you do knowing who that was? That is not relevant for you. I'm like, okay, I was just trying to understand if it is my sister or who are you talking to. I'm so sorry. Same thing, like somebody comes over to home, dad will be talking to them. I see from first floor that, okay, some conversation is going on, somebody has come. Wouldn't you be curious to know who that was? The person, by the time I go, the person has already left. And I asked my dad, hey dad, who was that? He says Gopalakrishnan PK. And I immediately know, oh my God, please, please tell me. Because I just wanted to know whether it was a relative who I missed or what was that. Then he's like, no, not relevant for you. As long as if it is not relevant for you, it is Gopalakrishnan PK. And with that, we can move on to the next great segment, which most of the guests would be especially be interested in. That is the table topics. And for today's table topics, Master, we have Toastmaster Aishwarya with us. And to quickly introduce Toastmaster Aishwarya, this is a surprise. Normally, she doesn't give her introduction to me. I think sarcasm really connected with her, and she has given that introduction to me. She says, oh, I love sarcasm. I use it liberally and appreciate when it is used well. I think people are losing the ability to recognize and appreciate sarcasm because of rising cancel culture. But of course, one must adopt because all change is good change, right? I know what you did there. You are really gonna love my dad for sure. With that, over to you, table topic master Aishwarya, to take it forward from here.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sharad. Aren't you really glad that I actually gave you an introduction this time? Otherwise, I mean, you butcher my introduction each time you have to do it. I thought I finally must just give it to you. No. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm going to be your table topics master for today. And in keeping with the theme of the day that Toastmaster Sharad has selected, which is sarcasm as a default setting, I have designed a few table topics that are going to be similar and that are going to force you to put on your sarcastic hats and be your sarcastic best. So here is the theme for today's table topics, which is sarcasm at its finest. And who else? Thank you for dropping the name Chandler Bing, because that gave me the idea for the GIF to be used as the background, which I did really quickly. But so it's going to be sarcasm at its finest. And we all know that the most sarcastic and the best sarcastic character on the in television history is Chandler Bing. I'm happy to fight you on that if you have a different opinion. But so can I have volunteers for the table topics? We have 6 table topics, so we can have 6 speeches. Who else first? Anybody?
Okay, somebody volunteers, because again and again I don't want to be the
Yeah,
one.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe
good.
Manoj. Okay,
I
Somnath,
think
great.
Somnath.
Okay, super. Somnath, you can go first. So you can select any topic from 1 to 6, which is basically slides 2 to 7. And essentially the topic is going to give you a scenario, and you're going to have to come up with something. You're going to have to respond sarcastically to this thing. Now, I know it's 2 minutes and sarcasm is usually one punchline, but try your best. Spin a story if you need to. Be your sarcastic best. So choose table topics from 1 to 6.
4.
Slide 4 or topic 4?
Number 4, serial 4.
Okay, yeah,
Slide
this
4,
one,
yes.
right? Okay, so that
Yes.
would be topic 3. And your topic is a relative keeps asking about your marriage and gives advice. What do you do? And this is pretty relatable.
Uh, there, like there was one movie, like one Telugu movie. So there, means there, I don't remember the movie name. Like, so there was some 3 persons. So one of them and one relative asked them, so what do you do? Like, what do you do in your life? So for means if somebody asks, a relative keeps asking about marriage and gives advice. So we can say, right, like I'm not thinking about marriage now, but yes, I'm thinking about writing a book. The topic of the book is uh, the topic of the book is like take care of your own, none of your business. So something like that. So yeah, it's a Telugu film movie dialogue, but I don't remember the name of that. So means we can use sarcasm to diffuse situations like that. And another thing, like out of the topic here about this means like the best use of sarcasm you can see in public transport in Indian buses or the metros. Like one of my cousin, he used to travel daily by metro to university in Kolkata. So he told about one thing. So when he was traveling, so one guy was just means instead of sitting fully at his seat, he was just taking my cousin's seat. So that time he told sarcastically, like, why you are giving problem to this seat? You can sit on top of me only. So things like that. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Somnath. Your timing was 1:41. You might want to note that down. Um, but yeah, I relate pretty heavily to the movie dialogue specifically because, like, mind your own business is a really like I'm writing a book called Mind Your Own Business is a pretty cool way of telling relatives to mind their own business. It's not like
Yes.
they're going to come and pay for the wedding, right? Yeah. So, who would like to go next? Harshita.
Oh,
Okay, Harshita, let's
Yes.
go. Harshita, which topic would you like to select?
Um, 5 or 6. 5 I will go.
5. Okay. Your topic is a relative keep. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Okay, I think we're gonna have to delete that. I forgot to put in a new topic over here. Give me pick another one.
6 6 will go to 6.
Okay. All right. A friend pitches a unique startup idea that already exists. A unique startup idea that already exists. How do you respond?
Sometimes when I'm discussing with my friends, like sarcastically, like and not only with my current professional career, I want to do some business parallelly. If I tell friends, my friends will generally give some humorous ideas for the startup ideas, actually, maybe for some business or some technical perspective also. Once happened during my beginning of the career. If I told along with my professional career, I want to do some part-time business. If I tell, few gave me a lot of ideas. Like one of them told me like it's like around Corona time, everyone were they're starting a YouTube channel and they're doing some content in the YouTube channel, right? At the time, um, I have some artistic ideas. They want me to keep my some of the artistic paintings or handicrafts in the YouTube, and they want me to sell it. But generally, I don't think that is good startup idea, because if I have some time, I will do for myself and I will decorate my house, or I will just give to my friends, gift to my friends, or like that. This is some sarcastic idea. And another friend told me in the YouTube, start some C++ language classes and all like that. Uh, if I have time, I only will prepare and I only use all my technical stuff in my project, right? If I have the good time to do that, and I will excel in my present professional career only. Like these are like some unique startup ideas my friends gave me, but I'm completely unhappy with that. It's just it could be some time pass and earning, but already those are existing. Everyone already doing that, so I'm completely messed up with that. And this is, and for according to me, this is some inveigled ideas also. They want me to do something unnecessarily and to do that. But those are friends, right? They have all the rights to give whatever ideas to me, whatever come to their mind. Thank you. Over to Aishwarya.
Thank you. Yes, friends do come up with some of the strangest ideas sometimes. I completely agree with you. And sometimes it's you love them to death, but sometimes the unsolicited advice just makes you want to slow clap, your way out of it. So yeah, I get it. Awesome. So can we have the next volunteer? Someone else? Sarat, you wanted to go?
Okay,
Okay.
why not? Sure.
Which one would you pick of 4, 5, and 6 are out? So 2, 3, and 7 are out.
Uh, 3 and 7, is it? I'll go for 3.
3. 2 is
Yeah.
also left. So
Or then I prefer 2. Okay, fine, fine. I think you already shortlisted 2.
ah, okay. So a
Okay.
teammate does nothing but dominates the presentation. What do you do?
This is the real story of corporate life. If you ask, this is what normally always happens. Uh, Always the person who is the loudest would be the one with the least amount of ideas, with the exception me being the Toastmaster of the day today. That is a genuine thing. Other than that, actually, whenever most of the times you can see that people who is loudest who try to dominate the more, because in the actual work they wouldn't have been able to dominate. Now the only thing they are left to dominate is in the presentation, what to do. For others who are really top performers, maybe they don't have to really showcase that during the presentation because the work would have already done the talk, right? Now, I don't know how to put it in kind words, but there is this famous saying that says that barking dog doesn't bite. You know, barking dog always seems very intimidating. You will feel, oh, this is strong as it's gonna bite me. Oh my God. But silent killers, the silent ones are the deadliest one, like your pit bulls, like I don't know, some of the breeds who are very dangerous. They are the ones who are the silent killers, right? What I would say is let the people who is dominating the presentation keep dominating till the leader puts them on the right place because your work would have already done the talking, right? With that, I hope I had made some sense. Back to you at Toastmaster, at Table Topic Master Aishwarya. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharat. You're absolutely right. Very rarely do backing dogs also bite. And so, one response is something that I am seeing a lot of people do is bark at people, quite literally. So, that could be one way to respond to somebody who's constantly dominating, and just to sort of let them know what they're doing. Anyway, so I have 2 and 7 left. So 2 more people. Anybody?
Yes, I
I
will
think
try to go
Saurav,
for the 7.
Sorry, 7. Okay, 7. Someone lectures you on productivity, but scrolls social media all day. What do you say to them?
Okay. Yes. So this is our day-to-day life. People doing everything is every activity. So one thing is constant is moving your thumb and scrolling. So yes, first of all, we have to congratulate the applications. The engineers like us have done great work that that are keeping the people busy, not letting them think. Plus some monetizations, user interactions, advertisements, all this is going on along with that. And they are showing productivity. The social apps are showing productivity at a very large level. The engineers have shown, the backend infrastructure has shown productivity. The creators from very small village to international people who are doing it has definitely shown productivity. So if I get any advice from the people who are using social media and giving me productivity advice, I will definitely note it down in some with some golden pen in my heart, I think, if not in mind, and will think of them that yes, if they are suggesting them, they might be influenced by the things that they are seeing it, or that might be going as the trend. And that trend might be asking them
or advice or helping them to give those advices. If that advices is not dressing up and dancing, I will do take it seriously. Other than that, I will try to advise them that, okay, if it is humorous, follow it. If it is serious or political, please don't follow it. Don't even think twice about it. You have to get entertainment, plus you have to refrain also from certain thoughts. There are positive negatives. There are people who we understand are not mature enough to handle this mature uh, social media or propaganda, if we can say. So those things I will definitely filter it out. But yes, I will take all those things that are productive or in a positive sense. I will definitely take it as a feedback and try to add it in my life. Talking about that, today morning I was going through a YouTube video which was talking about cortisol. And the cortisol, as we all might have heard about it. Okay, Somnath, I have seen that, but I will complete it in one more minute. Yes, so talking about cortisol, it is something that I was reading about, but in a video, in a short, I saw it. And with cortisol is a stress hormone that gets to us whenever we are nervous. So how it comes to us, it can be from a ringtone, from your notification as well, from the Teams ring that you will hear about. So that also gives us like a cortisol level, like a electric shock, and which is makes our body that we are in danger. And then cortisols get ejected as a hormone. So same thing happens when an experiment shows that if a zebra sees a tiger and he is threatened, the same level of cortisol is coming to the zebra as well. But zebras, animals, and most of us who are trained to handle stress have a kill switch. So in the skill switch, the stress level from 100 goes to 0 in a moment, or maybe eventually hours. So few of corporate boys like us, we go for weekend parties. We are in Iron Hill or Tropica nowadays. So that is our kill switch. Few people who are in a family, they do with child or they do outings. So that kill switch is there. So the importance of kill switch is, if we are not doing that kill switch, or if we're not getting that cortisol to 0, our productivity, our body, all is always tired. Our energy level goes down. So just for this awareness about how cortisol is getting on you, humor is one of the easiest solution. Initially, we started with when I was kid, we were we were watching this Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma kind of shows. Then we switched to Kapil Sharma shows. Then obviously Friends and Big Bang Theory was there to calm us down. So now also somewhere, if we are too busy, not much of the shows are there like humorous, but yes, one more minute. But we are doing like calming ourselves by doing some unnecessary things like watching IPL, and somewhere we are finding fun, somewhere just keeping us a bit relaxed. So yes, this all that productivity and social media, that's all I summed up. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. I mean, cortisol levels really are an all-time high these days, and we have to do whatever we can. There's just one more. If anybody wants to take, Akshita, would you like to give it a try? Yeah?
Yeah, I
Awesome.
will give it a
Awesome. So table topic number 2 is, or 1. You meet someone at a party who gives basic advice like drink water as if it's revolutionary. How do you respond?
like someone advised me to drink water instead of something else.
Nay, as in life advice. Someone's like, oh my God, you should drink water. So what's your sarcastic best response?
Thank
Something
you.
like
Then I will respond that thank you so much. I didn't know this, and I doubt myself how I exist till now without drinking what I drink, that I exist till now. So thank you for letting me know this thing. I will definitely say this to him. And through this party thing, I would like to add on one incident to this that happens to in real life also, because someone asked for a drink. So like me and my one of my friends, we just went to one of the party just to have fun and just to enjoy the environment, little change, and
have fun and dance, but but we don't want anything to drink. But we were missing that fun of holding something in hand and drinking. So all were the cocktails and all things. So me and my friend just we were having tea bags, green tea bags in our pockets. We took that and we drank green tea. That was bitter only, and we danced like crazy. That everyone was looking at what they are drinking that we want to try. And at there everyone was like out of their sense. They were not, they didn't knew anything, and we gave them also, yeah, you try this is nice. And they drank this green tea is bitter, all the cocktails and all are bitter. They didn't distinguish between that, and they also started enjoy. So we somehow converted that cocktail party into a green tea party where we transfer our green teas to everyone, and all were enjoying it because no one was in their senses. So yeah, but that was the thing.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat. I think you got the brief right. How is it that you're going to respond with a really good sarcastic comment? And I think your sarcastic comment was off the charts.
Thank you.
Saying thank you. I don't know how I've survived all this time without drinking water. Fabulous. But that brings us to the end of the table topic session. So thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Sharaf.
Thank you. That was really fun, and I do not mean it in a sarcastic way. I mean it in a real way that it was really fun. Thank you for coming up with the table topics that is in line with our theme of the day as well. Now, with that, we can quickly move on to the next important segment, that is the evaluation segment. And before we move to the evaluation segment, I have to say something more about sarcasm and give some examples. Now, there was this colleague of mine. I got promoted. I was very happy. I mean, it was quite some years back. Don't say congrats and all now, please. It was some years back when I was promoted. I told my colleague, "Hey, I got promoted." And my colleague's exact response was, "Wow, it's as if the world is going to become a better place now. Wow, congrats." I was like, what? How should I respond to that? Should I say thank you? Should I say get lost? Or should I say, I was not sure how to even respond to that level of sarcasm. That's the level of sarcasm actually my colleagues have, and very difficult to deal with them. But yeah, so that's one example I would like to say. And with that, we can quickly move on to today's evaluation segment. And for evaluations, first I would like to call upon our evaluator of today, Toastmaster Meghna, who had evaluated the icebreaker speech of Abhilash. Over to you, Toastmaster Meghna, for our precious evaluation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, everyone. I accidentally said good evening in the starting. All right. And a very good afternoon to my target speaker in particular, Toastmaster Abhilash. Thank you so much for sharing your speech with us today. Congratulations on taking up the first step towards public speaking. It takes courage to speak in front of a lot of people, and you have done a commendable job. Now, what I liked about your speech, Toastmaster Abhilash, was the first thing, you had a very natural way of delivering your speech. Like it didn't feel like as if you revised it and delivered it. And that was what I liked about your speech, first of all. So good job on that. The second is, even though you were a little bit nervous, which I had noticed, the genuine effort of you sharing your story came out very clear. And lastly, I would also like to highlight your overall determination. You stayed committed and completed your speech, which shows the stronger side of you and your willingness to grow as a speaker. Now, Toastmaster Abhilash, this is your first icebreaker speech. I don't have any recommendations to give you, but just as light one. An icebreaker speech is usually meant to introduce you through your personal life, like where you grew up, what you did, or what you're doing right now. Speaking about Toastmaster, that why you joined comes in the last when you're about to conclude your speech. So talking about Toastmasters entirely is like it's done only at the last level of your pathway. So just just remember that And that's it for my evaluation. And overall, this was a wonderful speech. It was really, really amazing listening to you. And looking forward to see you take more speeches in future. Thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meghna, for that detailed evaluation. I'm sure for the person who has just given icebreaker speech, there are a lot of takeaways. Thank you so much. And now we move on to the next reports. And first, I would like to call upon our timer of, yeah, sorry, Aishwarya, you want to say something? Sorry, okay, I misunderstood. Yes, I would like to invite Toastmaster Somnath to give the timer report for today. Please, over to you.
Hi, hi all Toastmasters. So I have taken the timings for this speech. So Avila's speech, it was 6 minutes and 13 seconds, and it was like within red after yellow. And for table topics, it was for myself, it was 1 hour, 1 minute 41 seconds. For Harshita, it was 2 minutes 11 seconds. For Sharath, it was 1 minute 32 seconds. For Saurav, it was 4 minute 24 seconds. And for Akshata, it was 1 minute 48 seconds. And for Evolution by Meghna, it was 2 minute and 7 seconds.
Thank you so much, timer Somnath, for detailing all the timings. And with that, we move on to the danger report, I would like to call it, the R counter reports. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj, for today's R counter report. And please spare me and Aishwarya. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiv. Okay, I'll be now giving you the report of the account. Uh, Abhilash, you have said so greater than 5 times and greater than 5 times, and you have used UC C phrase is 2 to 3 times, and you have used your phrase basically those kinds of words 2 times, and you have used are greater than 5 times. That's your report. I'll be moving to table topic speakers. Ashita used like 3 times, and she used a phrase 1 time. And yeah, that's it about Ashita also, Toastmaster Ashita also. I'll be moving to Toastmaster Somnath. Toastmaster Somnath, I've used like 2 times, 1 time, and you have used something phrase 2 times. That's it about Somnath too. And I'll be moving to evaluated. Sorry, two more table topic speakers are there. Okay, I'll be giving the report of Toastmaster Saurav. Uh, Saurav have used and greater than 5 times. So greater than 5 times are 2 times. And the phrase talking about this 2 times. And the phrase then also 2 times. And that's it about the report of Toastmaster Saurav. The report of Toastmaster Akshita is Akshita have used so 3 times and 2 times. Like the phrase so yeah, like yeah, 2 times, and that's it with Akshita too. Uh, Toastmaster sir, should I have to tell yours also? Like you are also the speaker, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yours report is you have used like 2 times because 1 to 2 times. That's it. And I'll be moving to evaluator Meghna, Toastmaster Meghna. She have used and greater than 5 times, like 1 time, now 1 time, so 2 times, and talking about that, the phrase talking about this 2 times. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster sir.
Thank you so much, Manoj, Toastmaster Manoj, for the very detailed report. And with that, now I think the evaluations are Now with grammarian report is pending. Now I'm trying to see if I get one more brownie points. I would like to invite. I forgot the word. I'm so sorry.
Inveigle.
It is inveigle. Inveigle. Yes, I would like to inveigle into expert grammarian side and try to give you some pointers, but I wouldn't like to do that. This was just a junk for you to count my word count twice. With that, I would like to hand it over to you, grammarian Harshita, for your report.
Yeah, thank you, Sharath. In the icebreaker, coming to my grammarian report, in the icebreaker speech by Abhilash, he used some word like invariance and humor, if I remember correctly. Is it correct, Abhilash? Invariance only you use it, right?
At
Okay.
this point, I don't even remember half the words I use. But
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Actually, the pronunciation I'm not able to hear and note it properly,
see.
but he used some 2, 3 good words actually as per the vocabulary. But I'm not able to hear and note it completely. Yeah. Coming to table topics, many of us has breaking sentences. That's all. We need to speak more with the table topics, something speaking on spot or prepared speeches. We need to do more practice. Then only we can come across through this breaking sentences. Even I do use sometimes in my table topics. And maybe I used the word of the day once. Sharath used it twice. And in Sharath's speech, he used some adjectives like intimidating and some phrases like barking dog never bites. There is silent ones are the deadliest killers, etc. Next, Saurav used note with golden pen in my heart, something. Yeah, these are good to hear. And even I'm expecting more vocabulary words in the sense like adverbs, adjectives, which we can, if someone uses, we can learn from them and make a note of it, and further we can use in our prayer speeches, etc. And we need to make a use of it in our regular speaking, daily speaking as well, not only in such prepared speeches or table topics. We need to make it as a habit. Yeah, that's from my side, Sharath. I don't remember if anyone else used the word of the day. Aishwarya, did you use? I don't listen actually. Okay,
I
thank
think
you.
that, yeah, thank you so much, grammarian Harshita. I think the word of the day was a bit tough one. That's why the second time I too had a difficulty trying to remember,
I
but
mentioned
invigil.
in the
But it is a
chat,
good
Sharath.
one.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
yes,
you
I went to
something
the
though.
chat and yeah.
But
This
if
is
I'm
the
trying to
first time, no, this is the first time in the history of all this Toastmasters select sessions that I've attended where I've not heard the word before. So
Yeah,
good on
actually,
you, Harshita. Like, well
Yes,
done.
kudos. Yeah, it's a good word we can use
Yeah.
in our vocabulary.
actually,
Yeah,
this one
word
I
of the day.
came across in some English newspaper, like Hindu, while reading some paragraphs. We'll read, right? I will be making some good words, my noting actually.
Great. That
I'm
is exactly, yeah. Yeah, please.
Actually, I thought to keep this word of the day slide as my background. It is coming as a mirror image somehow. Sentence mirror image is coming, so I am not able to
I
set
think
it
that
as.
That's a
setting
setting
is
issue.
available. Yeah, screen mirroring
Okay.
off, something like that. Some option is there. Maybe we can figure
Maybe
that
I'll
out later.
try
That's a good
next time.
idea. That's a good
Mhm.
idea to promote the usage more so that
Mhm.
people will see that and then like, okay. But then as Aishwarya rightly said, right, it is important to know certain words we have not heard before. That way, kudos to
Yeah.
you. This is something I will try to, use in some of my sentences just to show off, right? And coming to show
Thank
off,
you.
next section, I will be coming back to our theme of sarcasm. I'll be doing a light show off, but still, it's a honest story that happened. I have a home theater at home, which is of Yamaha subwoofer and a nice home theater setup. And I was watching. I stay in an apartment, right? I stay in a flat. There are at least 4 flats in the same floor. I'm close to two of my neighbors. Two of my neighbors are not so close because they seem like not very approachable. They don't talk much. They have that rude face on all the time. Very difficult to approach such people, right? I was watching this movie in a very good sound effect in my Yamaha sound bar and the home theater, right? And then this neighbor who I'm not even close with, who I have not spoken with much, comes over, knocks the door. I paused the movie. Luckily, I could hear the knock. I think he rang the bell, sorry. And then I opened the door. It was this neighbor who I hardly have spoken to. And he says, Sharath, can you speak? Can you increase the volume a bit more so that in my apartment also we can hear what is happening? I thought for a moment, this is actually a true story. I thought like, okay, this guy's first response is sarcasm. No hi, no hello. I've not even spoken to him. He doesn't know what sort of a person I am. I said, honest to God, I said, no. I'm pretty happy with how the volume is currently. I'll continue doing that. Thank you. Do you have anything else? And he was shocked for a moment, and then I just closed the door. Sometimes this can happen. You give sarcasm, and then you can get sarcasm back, right? So this is one way to tackle sometimes sarcasm, but I don't do this to my dad because my generation dads, we are a bit fearful too, not like the Gen Z dads, are like cool dads. He is cool though, but yeah, for his sarcasm, I always never give back answers. I just say, okay, thank you. Can I please know? Right. So this is one example I really wanted to say. Now, in conclusion of my theme, what I wanted to mainly say, again, come back to what I said in the beginning, is sarcasm is a great humorous way to deal with a situation. Let's say if the situation is too stressful, too strong, you can bring in sarcasm, and then suddenly there's a lighter mood. Now, there are two, three things again which we have to remember when you're using sarcasm. One, please do not use it as a default setting for everybody, right? You can do that for certain your close friends. You know that, okay, this person is always sarcastic with me. Let me be, sarcastic with him too. That is okay. You do not know a person and do not please give sarcasm as your default answer, right? Please do think which person is that and the situation is very important. Let's say it's a very serious situation is going on and then you give a sarcastic answer, that is definitely not gonna work. Sarcasm normally works when there is a positive environment, a jolly mood, it's a lighter air, you might say, and that's when sarcasm works. Please do be careful of these pointers, and then especially if you know the person, that's the best scenario when you can use sarcasm. There are certain people for with whom you can't use sarcasm. They always try to take things in heart. You can't even joke with that person and they'll go into serious mode. That you sarcasm won't work with that person. Whereas there's another person who's always joking, who's always laughing, who always gives you sarcasm. Please feel free to give sarcasm back. Now, this is not sarcasm. This is true, honest pointers I would like to mention about sarcasm, which is as part of concluding my theme. And now, officially to conclude the session, I would like to hand over to the most handsome person I have known, Sharath, who's the president of SoundBytes Club. And with that, I would like to call upon President Sharath to officially conclude the session. Okay, now I'm here as the president of the SoundBytes Club. It sounds like as if I'm president of a country, but still it sounds good. I really love that emails when I send across where I mention Sharath, President SoundBytes Club. I think that's only signature where I'll have president on the left side. But I don't want to jinx it. Hopefully someday I'll be president of some company or something like that. Right. Now, before I conclude, I wanted to quickly check our guests. I would like to really thank Toastmaster Meghna for taking time out and experiencing our session today. Since we are already, way above time, I would like to quickly ask, would you like to say something? Any guests for today? Any observations? Anything you would like to share? We have a minute if you'd like to share something. Maybe Akshata. Yeah.
Nothing to share. Actually, the meeting was smooth and went very well. The theme was amazing, sarcasm. I might use it on my club next in the future, actually. So good to see that. Thank you very
Please
much.
to mention my name though, courtesy Sharath.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
Sharath, Sharad, President of SoundBytes.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah. And before we conclude, one more important thing is normally we do have voting where through votes we decide who's the best table topic speaker, who's the best role taker, etc. That we'll be doing it through email today since we do not have our usual sergeant at arms with us today. We'll be doing it through email. Shortly, all the attendees will be getting an email with the voting link. Please, voting link and a feedback link. Please do prioritize the voting email and vote for your favorite speaker, role taker, etc. Evaluations, that's an optional one. If you want to give some feedback to, let's say, Toastmaster of the Day or Table Topic Master or any role taker, if you have any comments, please do feel free to share there. And with that, we officially conclude the session 164 of Radisys SoundBytes Toastmasters Club. Thank you, everybody, for taking out time to join us. Special thanks again to Meghna for joining us, and wish you a great day ahead. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.